Hi, welcome back to Sherry's Crocheted Happiness. I'm jumping on this morning because Block Explosion, I think I said that right, asked to show how to make a magic ring. I don't usually start my crochet circles with a magic ring because I tried a long time ago to figure out how to use that, to work it. I'm sure it's easy. I'm sure there's lots of tutorials on how to do that. I don't use that because I found a way that works well for me, so I stuck with it. So I just do my slip knot, get my yarn in, and I don't want it to be so tight against my hook, but I want it to be a little snug there. My pattern that I'm working on today is out of that Cute Critters, Crochet Cute Critters book, and I'm actually making that little kitty cat. Here's what I've got so far. Kind of cute. Kind of looks like a rabbit almost, but once he gets his ears on there, I think he'll resemble more of a kitty cat. I've got his lower feet ready to go. They just need to be stuffed. And I'm getting ready to start on one of his arms. So it says to create a magic ring, but magic ring, but like I said, I don't use that. So what I usually do is crochet 2 chains. Again, making sure that that first chain is not real wide, because I'll show you. Let me just make it a little wide here. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 chains on there, and I'm going to chain all of my stitches. I have to do 10 single crochets into that ring. So if my chain is too large, there's my 2. If I go back in and I do my 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is not a continuous round, this is actually a round, but I'm going to do a slip stitch into my first single crochet. So you can see this is going to be the little paw of my arm, and now I've got a big hole in there. So that's why you want it to be a little bit tighter. So let's see, I'm going to rip that out. I'm going to go back in here, make that a little snugger, do my chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to go back into that first chain and do my 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my first single crochet. So now you can see that that is a much tighter space. No big hole in there. So some of the things that I've discovered over time, I think if you do the magic circle, you're able to pull that excess little string and make that area tighter in the center there, so there's actually no tiny little space at all. But I've discovered that this works just fine for any of the projects that I've been working on. So far I haven't found one that has not worked well. If by some chance I missed the fact that I needed that to be a little tighter, there's no reason why you can't on the wrong side. This is going to be the inside of his little paw. So this would be the outside of the paw that you would see. This is the inside of the paw. There's no reason why I couldn't just take a little slip stitch in there, tie it off, and pull that tight. But this works just fine. Okay. So now I would continue the rest of my paw by following the pattern instructions. So hopefully that helps you with what I use. It's the same thing that I started with on this guy. That's my center right there. Same. Even my head and my bottom. So it's, you can see that it fills in and it works, and I didn't do any little stitch in there. I only do that if I find that my that opening is too big. So for instance, when I'm working on my little nativity guys, I'm using a pretty thin yarn for my skin color. I'm using this Bernay baby yarn, and it's a sport weight, but it's pretty thin, and I'm using a pretty small hook. And when I'm trying to put 6 stitches back into a little space like that, that's the only time that I find that I need to put that other little stitch in there. So anyways, hopefully that helps you out. Continue crocheting, and thanks for stopping by. Happy Saturday.